Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of SevTech Ages. I'm Mark, and I have been busy between episodes. I went out on a hunting trip, and among other things, I got us a bunch of bones and a bunch of hides, and also a bunch of meat. I killed a bunch of cows. Where did that go? There it is. There's our meat. 31 steaks, so we're doing pretty well on food, and we have some raw materials to work with now. I also went out and killed a squid, so we have some more ink sacs. I killed several squids, actually. So let me grab these dyes, and let's see if we can do what we were doing last time, which is making a bladder. And the bladder takes 2 brown dye, 1 ink sac, and 3 plant twine. So 2 brown dye, 1 ink sac, and some plant twine, which we have plenty of, if I can actually hit it. So the brown goes there, the ink sac goes there, and the twine goes there. I think that's it. Yep. That's it. So the fluid bladder lets us pick up water and use it in recipes. It's like a poor man's bucket. And so if we go down here, we can just right click, grab some water, and we have a water source now. So that is useful for one of the projects that I want to at least start today. But the first project I want to start while it's daylight out is, as I was killing monsters, or killing cows, I noticed that they were dropping bones. And I made another sharp bone because this one is wearing out. But I did notice that if we run a bone through the grindstone, which takes a while, it gives us 2 bone, what are they, flake bones. We run the flake bones through the grindstone, and this gives us something very useful. Gives us bone meal. And recall that one of our quests, or our advancements, is to figure out how to farm, and to farm we have to trade bone meal to a farmer in the village to get our first block of farmland. So let's go ahead and run down to the village and do that, and I'm going to be ready for whatever comes just in case, because it just turned day, so there's probably a creeper lurking around out here somewhere. I'm really going to have to make a dedicated effort to clear away some of this grass around our base, because the creepers are really good at hiding in that. And we are picking up random stuff along the way, which won't really matter. So somewhere over here is a farmer. And maybe it's one of these guys. It's a shepherd. That's a shepherd also. There we go. So there's our farmer. Oh, he wants 8? Oh, you're no fun. He wants 8 bone meal. Okay. Didn't plan that very well. Let me run back to base and make some more bone meal, and I'll be right back. All right, we are back. There's our farmer, so let's go ahead and trade him for 1 farmland, and that advancement, if we look in here, yeah, there it is. Teach a man to farm. Learn the basics of farming from a farmer villager. Trade by trading for farmland. Farmland cannot be tilled by a hoe in age 0, so you will need to craft and place it near water. So we're going to have to do really primitive style farming here. We do not want to lose that, no matter what. So to make farmland, I think all we need to do is that. Yeah. So we're going to need to make a bunch more bone meal. I'm going to look around here again just to make sure that I didn't miss cartographer or librarian. I don't think I did, because I don't see the buildings I usually associate with them. All I see are sort of standard houses. You know, butcher. Alright, we're going to have to go on an adventure to find a cartographer, which will just be oh so joyous without a map. Oh well. Is there anything else I want while I'm over here? I may as well shear some sheep while I'm here before I go back. We have a good deal of string, but always need more. String is one of those things that we use a lot of once we get sieves going. Or scenes, I guess I should say. You can use those to pull resources out of rivers. So, alright, that's enough for now. Let's go ahead and head back to the base, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we can use wheat and our flint work blade to make seeds. So what I'm going to do here is we have to put our farmland down next to water. So I'm going to turn this little alcove here, which I kind of cleared out. If you look down there, that's not actually sand, it's salt. And salt is something that we're going to use both for tanning hides and for cooking. So I harvested a bunch of that and filled in some dirt. So I'm going to start turning this into our farm, at least for now. And I'm just going to plant a couple seeds. And as we progress, I'm going to expand this a bit and probably, build out a little platform there so we can have sort of a controlled farm right next to our base. So that takes care of a couple of important advancements for us because it gives us a steady supply of food, at least grain and vegetables, and fruit's pretty easy to get. We have plenty of apples and berries from the berry bushes, so those are relatively easy to get. Protein requires us to actually go out and hunt, or there's probably something else we can do. And I'm sure one of the other things we can do is make this water strainer and strainer base. And what these do is let us pull resources out of the stream. So let's go ahead and look at what it's going to take to make those. Before we do that, the reason we actually got the water bladder was to process leather. And making leather is actually a convoluted process. So we have regular leather, and you get regular leather by drying wet tanned hide on a drying rack. And the drying racks are the standard Tinker's Construct drying racks, which I think we can actually make some right now. So let's go ahead and do that. Those are just 3 planks, or 3 slabs, and we do that, and we get a drying rack. And we can hang the drying rack up, and we can hang stuff off the drying rack, and they actually make pretty convenient locations to hang like tools and stuff, as well as our leather when we start drying it. But anyhow, so we have leather which we get from wet tanned hides. And wet tanned hides we need the fluid bladder plus ground resin which we get from bark plus a dried hide. And a dried hide we get from a salted hide, which is where this all begins, which is salt, which I was just talking about, plus a fluid bladder plus a raw hide. And these cow hides are not quite ready to process. I think what we do is that. Yeah, that gives us a whole bunch of raw hides. More than enough that we're going to be able to, more than we're going to be able to use actually. So let's grab some salt. And we have our raw hides, and we have our salt, and we have our fluid bladder. And this gives us our salted hide, which we're going to turn into a dried hide by just hanging it up in our cave. So clearly we're going to need more drying racks. And I'm going to go ahead and make those. And the other thing we're going to need is more water. And this is the part that gets kind of tedious, because every time you do this craft, you don't have a regular crafting table. So you have to manually do all this stuff every time. So I think what I can do is just stand here and do this, and what I should do is just pay attention so I don't get killed by a passing mob. And as far as I know, there's no like shift-click keyboard options to do this faster. So this is going to take a while to get ready. So let me go ahead and prepare a bunch of hides, and I will be back momentarily. Okay, I made a few more of our salted hides, and you can see that one of those has already dried out. That was the first one we hung up. I just hung up a couple more, and I'm going to go ahead and keep hanging these up. But we can go ahead and, oops, I'm out of water. Let me go grab some water quickly. There is a barrel which I should make. I don't really want to be out there at night. There's a barrel we can make which will be sort of a localized water source, but you still have to run back and forth with the fluid sac. So what we need next is we need resin, right? I think what we need is resin. So we need a wet tanned hide which takes ground resin, right? Ground resin we get by grinding. Oh, we don't know how to make bark? We can make bark. So we take some wood and we get our tool. Did I miss? We take our work blade and we put some oak wood here, and that gives us oak bark, and it also gives us this stripped wood, which we can actually just do the usual and turn it into planks. It's just we've removed the bark, but otherwise it works just like plain wood. I don't know if you can place that in the world or not. I haven't tried that. So now we have oak bark. We throw oak bark in the grindstone, and we start turning this ever so slowly into resin. And I don't know if there's any differences in yield with the various types of bark. I know like latex extractors actually give you different yields depending on the wood. So maybe that's worth trying. Hopefully we don't have to do too much of this. So we take our dried hide, we take our fluid bladder, and we take a resin, and we make a wet tanned hide, which is the next step along the path. So now we can pull down these, and I can hang a couple more salted hides up there. And once this dries, it will be finally finished leather, which is sort of one of our next goals. And I don't think, yeah, we don't get any progress indicator there. And unfortunately, because it's night out, we can't really go out and do anything. I think what I will do is I'll go ahead and make this last bone meal into another earth. What does that give us? Piles of dirt. I have no idea what we use these for. We turn piles of dirt into dirt or dirt slabs. Gotcha. Nothing useful. We do have some more bones which I want to grind eventually, but let's look at the strainer while we wait for our leather to dry. So we have a strainer base which is some wood, a chest, and the tier 2 hopper, which we haven't made at all. Do I have enough to make this? I don't actually know if I have enough. I don't think I have enough wood. Oops. Let me see how far I can get in this. We definitely need a chest. And we do this. Yeah, we're not going to have enough wood to do what we need to do for this. Well, I know what we can probably make. We can probably make this strainer, which needs some dense net, which needs a bunch of string. There was a reason I was making all the string. I did have a plan for part of this at least. So that gives us our strainers. Unfortunately, I think we also need a bunch of sticks. We do. Alright, let's go ahead and make some sticks, which we make, hacking up logs into sticks. We need 8 total. 1 short, of course. Yeah, I'm going to have to go cut some trees, but we can make the strainer for the strainer base at least. there's part of our process done. And man, your inventory fills up quickly. So the one thing we need to do, which I haven't really pursued yet, is the hoppers. So there's a wooden hopper, and I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but so we need a chest plus 5 pieces of wood, which we just don't have. So once daylight hits, I can go out and do some harvesting. So I will be back in a minute or two. Okay, it's just about ready to, the sun's about ready to come up, so I'm going to go ahead and grab our leather that we've been drying, and we actually have real leather now, which we can use for crafting. And we also have a bunch of raw leather and dried hide, raw hide and dried hide that we can use to make more leather. I'm not going to do that because, as you saw, it takes a while. Let me get rid of some of this string at least. We have a ton of string, so we're going to be good to go with strainers as soon as I get more wood. So let's go ahead and get our tools in place and head outside and avoid getting blown up by the mandatory creepers that are nearby. Come on. Those rushes are going to have to go. There are just too many of them around. Alright. I'm going to harvest some wood, and then once we get a bunch of logs, I can make our next project. Okay, I am done harvesting wood. Picked up a bunch. So the first thing we want to make is one of those hoppers, and I'm pretty sure that is just like this. And I had to turn sounds way down because apparently we have a cave right around us and there's a bunch of spiders in it. So couldn't stand to listen to the spiders. So that gives us our first hopper, and I think for the strainer we actually need the tier 2. Don't we need the tier 2? We do. And this requires a bunch of bark, the tier 1, and some cobwebs. And cobwebs are going to require a bunch of string. Cobwebs. Yeah, it's a grid like this with some sticks around the outside. So that's our cobwebs, and we need some bark as well, which we know how to make bark. We just use our work blade on wood, and we need 5 of those, plus the cobweb, plus the hopper, plus our stone. So we do these around the outside. We do this in the middle, I believe. We do that on top. And there's our hoppers are done. And the hoppers are really, really crude, and I'm not really going to use them right now other than as a tool for making the strainer. We will use them very soon, but not at the moment. So we need another chest. So you come back and get a rock. Throw the rock in the middle. And we don't have many rocks left, but that's okay because we can make those out of plain old cobblestone. So we do this to make our chest. So the chest goes in the bottom. I think it's like this. Something like that. Let me look again. Almost. We need some sticks. So we take that back and that back. We put sticks. Wasn't there something else? Oh yeah, the strainer itself, the hopper itself. That, and there we go. So now we have the strainer. And the strainer works with the strainer mesh to strain stuff. Surprise, surprise. And this goes, I think I want to clear. Not that we really need more gravel, but I'm going to clear that out just so we have a little bit of shore to work from here. So we put the strainer there, and then we pop the mesh on. And what that's going to do is this mesh is going to catch dirt, sand, gravel, shark teeth, ink sacs, really basic materials for us. And what we can do with that, didn't I plant? All right, you guys just need to go out. Wasn't there sugar cane along here somewhere? I thought sure we saw. Oh, I broke it and we couldn't pick it back up because we didn't understand it at the time. I have some sugar cane. I need to plant that. Which is which? You are that. You are that. I guessed right. There's our sugar cane. Let me plant this because we actually want to make the other strainer, I think. It's going to be a little more interesting. The other strainer actually will help us catch food. And it is... I think we want this survivalist strainer, which is very similar in construction. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and make one, even though we don't have another strainer base to throw it in. Oops. If I put things in the right spot, it would help. That looks identical. Huh. Those are identical. I wanted to make this one, which we can't make yet because we don't have any sugar cane. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's dense net. This is regular net. Got it. Okay. I was confused by those. So we can go ahead and make the net we need at least. We're not going to have sugar cane for a while. We've broken our rock, so we need to make another crafting rock, which is just crafting a stone. So, right. I think by now we should be able to go look at this and see what some of the stuff it's going to give us. Yeah, we've got some dirt, some sand, some ink sacs. So that's what that's going to give us. And you can see that this mesh is slowly going to wear out over time. This is also going to give us shark teeth, which we can use for some other crafting. So our farms are in pretty good shape. Let's take a good look at our achievements or our advancements and see where we are. We have most of our cooking needs taken care of. We do need to find the cartographer, which involves an adventure. And we're going to have to head for the Darkland biome soon. Because the Darkland biome is going to, among other things, unlock this primal chest for us. We can actually make the barrel, I think. Let's look at barrel. Oh yeah, barrel is easy. It's almost a standard like ex nihilo barrel. So we need to make some slabs. And I should really just stand on top of this thing. And that makes our barrel, right? Oh, you know what? This might be better than I think it is. We do. Let me see something before the sun goes down. If I do this... Can I pick you up? I can. Oh, yes. I did not know that. All right. That's a big plus. That makes water transportation much easier. I did not realize you could pick those up. You can pick up these chests, which I think I showed you, and move those around, even when they're full. So this is going to make our leather production quite a bit easier. So I think what I need to do now is I need to process a bunch of this leather. I'm going to go ahead and make some more drying racks so we're a little more efficient at it. And next time, I think we can make the nature's compass. I think that's relatively easy to make. Yeah, it's just some logs, a flake bone, and some saplings. So we can make that next time, or I might just make it between episodes. But I think next time we might actually head out and try and find our Darklands biome so we can make some better chests. Because if we look at the primal chest recipe, this is a slightly better but not quite vanilla chest. It uses one of the chests we're using now, plus some regular wood, plus some Darklands oak planks. And the only place to get these are in one of the Darklands biomes. And unfortunately, the Darklands biomes are also full of all sorts of nasty monsters. And we haven't really gone out and done exploration, so before we do that, there's probably a couple other things we should do, like it'd be really nice to find a cartographer first, which I don't think is going to happen. So we'll have to stumble around Lost for quite a while. We need the compass. We'll need to find a Darklands biome to get here. I think I'm going to try and make the bed, or the sleeping mat, because all we need for the sleeping mat is leather and thatch. Leather we know how to make now, and the thatch is pretty easy. I haven't done it yet because I just haven't gone out and done all the harvesting for it. But this stuff, the rushes, we can use those to make wet thatch, which we can then dry to make dry thatch and craft into that thin thatch that we need to make the sleeping mat, which will let us sleep through the night. So I think that's our general plan for next time. Either get ready for an adventure and go, or just do the prep work we're going to have to do to get on the road and survive in the wilds. It looks like my tools are in okay shape, but I'll probably want to upgrade and replace some of those as well. So I think that's the end of the episode. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to keep up with new videos as they go out. And leave me a comment about what you think about the series so far. We're in very early days, and I suspect this is going to be a long-running series, so I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Talk to you later, and have a great day.